chosen one. If your eyes have found their way to these words, know that it's no accident. Deep within you, there's been a longing, a quiet pulse of intuition telling you that your financial situation is about to shift in ways you never dared to hope. Perhaps you've struggled in the past, scraping by, wondering if prosperity would ever become more than a distant dream. Or maybe you found moderate success but felt something was missing, some door that never quite opened. Now, at this very moment, the universe is delivering a message loud and clear. Prepare to spend money like water. Not because you'll be frivolous or careless, but because your abundance is going to flow so steadily, so effortlessly, that you'll no longer fear the ebb and flow of finances. God's plan is in motion, and you, dear soul, stand on the threshold of a profound financial breakthrough. Before we dive into this miraculous turning point, I invite you to do 3 simple yet powerful things right now. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment 777 below. These small gestures, though they may look mundane, hold a symbolic power when done with intention. By typing 777, you are proclaiming to heaven and earth that you're ready to break free from the shackles of scarcity. You're saying yes to the unstoppable flow of money that is about to enter your life. You're declaring that your spirit stands wide open to receiving the bounty that the universe has carefully orchestrated for you. Even a gesture as modest as leaving a comment can set in motion a cascade of energy, connecting your faith to an abundant reality waiting to manifest. Now imagine waking up each morning no longer haunted by the question of whether you'll have enough. Visualize yourself effortlessly paying bills, covering not just your necessities, but indulging in the experiences and investments that speak to your soul. Picture the freedom of no longer checking your account balance with dread or guilt, but with gratitude and anticipation. Think of how it would feel to give generously, tipping lavishly without a second thought, or surprising a friend in need with support that transforms their day. That's the spirit of spending money like water, not wasting it mindlessly, but letting it pour out of you with confidence, knowing there's an endless source replenishing whatever you pour forth. Money becomes a tool of joy, an instrument to amplify blessings for yourself and others. You may have heard or read about the law of attraction, or about how the mindset of abundance can transform your finances. Yet a part of you might still cling to skepticism, weighed down by years of financial struggle or negative beliefs. Understand that the universe doesn't revolve around your doubt. It answers to your convictions. If you believe you're meant to struggle, that belief can act like a locked gate blocking the flow of wealth. But the moment you start telling yourself that a new chapter is beginning, truly telling yourself from the bottom of your heart, you effectively turn the key in that lock. God sees your inner shift and starts orchestrating coincidences, opportunities, even miracles that bring you closer to that life of overflow. So if you sense that old doubt creeping in right now, take a moment to reaffirm your stance. Perhaps even type 777 one more time, declaring that fear has no place here, that you embrace the unstoppable current of divine prosperity heading your way. You might be wondering, why me? Why now? The spiritual truth is that you carry a divine purpose in this world. Your experiences, the challenges, the close calls, the missed opportunities, the fleeting successes, have all served to refine you. They prepared your heart to manage wealth with grace and generosity so that once money starts pouring in, it doesn't corrode your values, but instead magnifies the goodness already within you. Many people crumble under the weight of sudden wealth, but you, chosen one, have been tempered by adversity. The universe trusts you to spend money like water, not in reckless indulgence, but in mindful stewardship that benefits you and those around you. This timing is no coincidence. It's the beautiful climax of a script God has been writing in your life, and you are now turning the page to the next, most triumphant chapter. Still, you might ask, what practical steps can I take to align with this flow of abundance? First, watch your words. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm broke," or "money never sticks around," you plant seeds of lack in the fertile soil of your subconscious. Instead, speak affirmations that reflect the bounty you wish to see. Say things like, "I'm open to limitless wealth," "Money flows to me freely," or "I am a vessel of God's provision." You may not believe them 100% at the start, but each repetition chips away at the walls your old beliefs built. Your mind and spirit begin to absorb a new reality, creating a magnet for opportunities. Second, practice gratitude even when your bank account is low or your finances are tight. Gratitude in lack invites a greater supply. It tells the universe that you recognize the blessings already present, thus expanding the space for more blessings to enter. Third, remain alert for the doors God might be opening. The random job listing that catches your eye, the conversation that sparks a new idea, the friend who suggests a partnership. These aren't mere coincidences. Seize them with faith, because often your miracle arrives disguised as an opportunity that requires your bold yes. Comment 777 yet again if this resonates. If you sense that the universe has orchestrated these words to awaken your dormant hope. That simple act, repeated, signals renewed commitment. Each time you write those digits, you anchor your faith deeper, reaffirming that you are done settling for scarcity. You might feel an electrifying tingle in your heart, or a gentle warmth spreading through your body, telling you that something is shifting in your spirit. That's the sign that you're on the brink of the transformation you've so often prayed for or dreamed about in secret moments. One of the most liberating truths about money is that it's not inherently evil or corrupt. It amplifies who you already are. If your heart is generous and kind, more money enables you to extend kindness on a larger scale. If you are creative, additional resources let you actualize ideas that once remained locked in your imagination. Spending money like water means releasing guilt or fear around wealth, embracing the idea that God doesn't want you confined by financial chains. Instead, He wants you free to live your purpose, to cultivate your gifts, to serve others, and to spread an uplifting spirit wherever you go. This is not about flaunting wealth for ego's sake. It's about stepping into a gracious flow that elevates both you and everyone your life touches. Think about real-life examples. Consider someone who started with almost nothing. Perhaps they faced crushing debt or even homelessness. Yet through faith and consistent action, they found an open door that led to rapid financial turnaround. Their bank account swelled, but they kept a heart of service. Soon they were sponsoring community projects, helping friends in crisis, and creating opportunities for others to succeed. That's what it means to spend money like water, releasing it freely, never doubting its return. It's an unshakable conviction that the same God who provides one miracle will provide the next, so there is no need to hoard or cling in fear. If you remain uncertain, reflect on your own life. Has there been a time when money appeared just when you needed it most? Maybe a surprise gift from a relative, a sudden tip in your business, or a job that materialized at the 11th hour. Those incidents were preludes, small hints that your destiny involves more than struggling paycheck to paycheck. They were glimpses of a reality where you aren't defined by your fears or past experiences of lack. Now, God wants to magnify those small glimpses into a consistent life pattern. If you close your eyes, you might envision the relief and exhilaration of stepping into each day, knowing your financial resources are always replenishing themselves. That is not an illusion. It's a dimension of life available to anyone who dares to believe and act accordingly. Every so often you may see someone else living this reality and think, good for them, but it could never happen to me. This thought is a lie. The same God who blesses one person can bless you. He is not short on resources, not picking favorites at random. The difference often lies in the mindset and readiness of the individual. If you believe money is evil or that you're somehow unworthy of abundance, you close the pipeline. But the moment you shift to, I'm ready, I'm worthy, and I'll use my wealth for good, the pipeline widens, allowing blessings to gush forth. Believe that you deserve to witness the flow of money like water. Accept that your life story can pivot from scarcity to overflow at a speed that might dazzle those who once pitied or underestimated you. Comment 777 once more if you're feeling the excitement building, if you sense your spirit leaping at the thought of financial liberation. Each time you do, see yourself stepping further out of the cage of old beliefs and deeper into the open meadow of abundance. Money is not your enemy. It's a neutral tool ready to serve your higher purpose. You have the power, guided by divine intention, to harness it in ways that uplift you and those around you. That's the true essence of prosperity, a cycle of receiving and giving that never runs dry. The more you allow it to flow, the more it replenishes. This cyclical generosity transforms not just your external circumstances, but your soul as well. To truly embody the principle of spending money like water, start making small decisions that reflect your new outlook. Even if your finances aren't yet thriving, find a small way to bless someone. A tip bigger than usual, a small donation, or a gift to a friend who's struggling. Let that act be your statement of faith, showing the universe that you trust the cycle of give and receive. As you do, watch how good it feels to break free from the mentality of limitation. You might get a compliment or a thank you that warms your heart. Or you might discover that a new client or opportunity appears right after you act generously. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations that you're aligning with the divine current of abundance. Of course, keep in mind that stepping into this flow doesn't mean you abandon wisdom or stewardship. You won't recklessly throw your money at fleeting whims. Instead, you become a faithful manager of God's provision, unafraid to let it circulate while also using discernment about where it goes. Spending money like water is not about draining your resources, but about releasing them in ways that echo your spiritual values. Money becomes something you handle with joy rather than with dread, with a sense of mission rather than with anxiety. Then, as you watch it leave your hands, you trust that it returns multiplied, not because you're chasing a get-rich scheme, but because you're in harmony with how God's economy truly operates. If you find yourself tested, perhaps a sudden bill or an unexpected expense tries to rattle your newfound faith, this is your chance to stand firm. Thank God for the means to pay it, even if it stretches you. Affirm that this is merely a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. Faith doesn't vanish just because a challenge arises. It grows stronger when challenged. In those moments, recall the quiet voice in your heart that led you to this message. Remember that God doesn't bring you to a revelation without equipping you to handle the subsequent tests. Each obstacle you overcome in your finances becomes a trophy of victory, a marker that you're progressing down the path of abundance. And yes, you might face skepticism from those around you, family or friends, who question your sudden optimism about money, who label it naive or unrealistic. Let their doubt roll off you. They haven't encountered the same stirring in their soul that you have. They may be locked in their own cycles of fear. Offer them compassion, maybe even share your journey if they're open, but don't let their disbelief dampen your flame. The universe has singled you out to experience a shift that not everyone is ready for. Embrace it, and as you rise, your life will silently invite others to consider that maybe, just maybe, a more abundant reality is within their reach too. Comment 777 again if you're committed to standing firm, even when external voices question your new direction. With every reaffirmation, you anchor your perspective in the knowledge that your source of provision is limitless. The people or situations that once intimidated you financially lose their power when you remember that God's wealth dwarfs every earthly system. Bills become reminders that you're actively participating in life's exchange of energy, not shackles you can't escape. Plans that once seemed too big now feel like steps in a grand adventure, one you're equipped to walk without fear. Eventually, you'll see tangible proof that you're spending money like water. Maybe you'll plan a trip or buy an item you once dismissed as unattainable. Or you'll notice how easily you can finance a dream project or support a loved one's urgent need. The real test comes when you sense that subtle instinct to hold back out of fear. That's the moment to let the water flow, trusting that your reservoir is divinely replenished. Each time you make that choice, your confidence in God's abundance grows. Soon you'll realize you no longer cringe at the idea of large purchases or philanthropic gestures. Money ceases to be your master and becomes your ally, serving your highest aspirations instead of chaining you to limitation. In practical terms, you can also track small wins. If you find a small financial windfall, a discount, an unexpected check, or the clearing of a debt, jot it down. Celebrating these mini milestones helps cement the narrative that you're stepping into unstoppable abundance. Gratitude journals or quick notes on your phone can remind you of these small wonders. Over time, these minor events add up, shaping a storyline of consistent blessing. That storyline becomes hard to refute, even for the parts of you still clinging to negativity or caution. Expect that as you blossom, the universe may send new ideas or side ventures your way. A colleague might mention a business opportunity. A family member might ask you to collaborate on a passion project. Instead of brushing these off, weigh them with an open mind. This is your environment responding to your raised frequency. Not every opportunity will be the right one, but some may be golden tickets that catapult your finances into a new stratosphere. So keep your discernment sharp while retaining the spirit of bold acceptance that you've cultivated thus far. Comment 777 once more if you feel the spark of opportunity glowing in your chest, reminding you that you are indeed on the verge of an unprecedented season of wealth. Each reaffirmation is like a rung on the ladder, lifting you higher above your old vantage point. From this elevated perspective, you'll glimpse horizon after horizon of potential. That sense of limitlessness is the hallmark of living in divine abundance. Money is just the outward sign of a deeper reality. You're discovering that the universe is bountiful in every sense. As your material wealth flourishes, you might also notice expansions in creativity, relationships, and spiritual insight. A side effect of living in this unstoppable flow is that you'll likely inspire questions. People will notice how you move differently, talk differently, and seem magnetically at ease with finances. They might press you, "What changed?" That question presents you with a chance to testify about the internal shift you embraced. The moment you decided to trust that God's resources are inexhaustible, and the consistent steps you took to change your mindset, speech, and behavior. In that sense, your financial breakthrough becomes a ministry of hope. You show others that living paycheck to paycheck is not the final script, that a new narrative is always within reach for those who align themselves with grace and determination. Over time, you'll come to see money as an extension of your purpose. Instead of worrying about your own bills, you'll find yourself funding missions, supporting art, fueling educational initiatives, or quietly paying off someone else's burden. That's the true power behind spending money like water. It's not about shallow self-indulgence, though you certainly have permission to enjoy the fruit of your labor and blessings. Rather, it's about freeing yourself from the grip of fear so you can manifest your highest form of service and expansion. You become a channel that the divine can use to uplift communities, families, and individuals who need the hope you once craved. The cycle of giving and receiving intensifies, building momentum that you might never have believed possible in your leaner years. And so we reach the crescendo of this message. Chosen one, you will spend money like water, not by accident, but because you have awakened to your identity as a vessel of divine supply. Whatever your past, whatever struggles have haunted you, none of them define what tomorrow will bring. This moment is your fork in the road, to cling to old stories of lack or to embrace the unstoppable flow of abundance that God is pouring forth. Each choice you make from here on out either aligns you closer to that torrent of blessing or nudges you away. Choose wisely. Let your mind settle on the unwavering truth that a life of bountiful finance is your inheritance, a gift orchestrated not by random chance but by a loving plan that's been unfolding quietly behind the scenes. If you haven't yet, comment 777 one final time. Mark this as your definitive acceptance of the next chapter of your life story. Carry the essence of these words into your day. Speak blessings over your bank account, your income, your opportunities, and watch how that shift in energy translates into the physical realm. Be vigilant for evidence that the universe is responding, because evidence will surely appear. An unexpected job offer, a lucrative contract, a situation that spares you from a hefty expense, or simply the heartfelt knowledge that you're no longer in bondage to fear. Day by day, as you see these confirmations, let your belief solidify. The more you trust, the more you'll see. Because once you become a living example of unstoppable financial flow, you'll understand it was never about the money alone. It was about freeing your soul from the shackles of doubt, stepping into the fullness of who God created you to be, and discovering that the line between the spiritual and material was never as rigid as you'd assumed. Money can be a divine instrument, and you, dear soul, are called to wield it with joy, confidence, and the brilliance of a chosen one. So walk forward, eyes shining, heart ready. The season of your overflowing abundance has begun, and the world awaits the story of how you learned to spend money like water, how you abandoned scarcity for unwavering faith, and how your life became a beacon of hope for everyone still yearning to believe.